So good morning, everyone, and good morning to all of you who are watching us via the webcast. Thank you, DTRC, for inviting me to come and moderate this wonderful panel of individuals. So I'm just going to quickly introduce them. To my right is Michael Rubenfeld from Summerworks Festival, Apolonia Velasquez, Lucy Rupert, and Kevin Ormsby. So I've asked each of them to speak for a few minutes about their particular area of expertise. And so first up is Lucy Rupert, and the multifaceted Lucy has collaborated with dance and theater artists such as William Young, Sachar Zarif, Peter Chin, Denise Fujiwara, Andrea Nan, Puppet Mongers Theater, Volcano Theater, Circus Orange, and Sarah Celine. Lucy runs Blue Ceiling Dance, and as a vessel for her interpretive and creative work, delving into the shimmery and dark places of human psychology, through physics, philosophy, and dexterous movement. She's noted for physical and emotional complexity and a mesmerizing presence in performance. Since 2001, she's been working with Theatre Rustical, perhaps most notably as the ship Titanic in April 14, 1912. She recently worked on 2 Bravo Fact films, one notably as the female lead with music by Sarah Celine and direction by C.J. Wallace. Lucy is co-chair of the board of the Canadian Alliance of Dance Artists Ontario chapter, and happy to be mommy to Pablo. And I just want to also add that she has a show coming up that's going to open April 7th as a DanceWorks shared program with Marc Beauvais, and she'll be performing a piece called The Animals Are Planning an Intervention. So welcome, Lucy.
Thanks. I honestly didn't ask her to make that plug for the show, but thank you. I'm not sure if this is exactly my area of expertise, but I've been asked to sort of represent portfolio careers and speak about that today. I sort of stumbled into what they call portfolio career, and I was telling Shannon as we were preparing for this that I used to think that portfolio career was sort of a negative thing because it meant that you weren't being a dancer all the time. It meant you were doing something else as well as trying to be a dancer. And that's about as much about my own self-judgment as it is about a more wide-ranged interpretation of that word. But I'm starting to understand, as I fell into needing other work, that what it has meant is that I've found different sources of income that help me pay rent and bills and all of that kind of thing. But I've tried to choose, as I've gotten deeper into my career, other kinds of work that actually support my artistic vision for myself as a dancer, as an artist. I started off doing arts administration as a side to dancing and choreographing. And my first arts administration job was for Series 808. And it was a really good experience because it was an established organization. They had operating funding. So as a first-time sort of administrator for an organization, it would be really hard for me to completely screw it up for them and get them cut off from all their funding because they were already on operating funding. But it was a place where I could learn because I wasn't going to completely mess it up for them. There was a great learning opportunity to support the organization, to learn how it worked, and also to learn how to write grants better, how to network better, how to produce a show, how to produce a works in progress show, all of those kinds of things. And from there on, I got more strategic about things, working with, I also did administration for Puppet Mongers Theater, which is another long-standing company. I think they've been around for over 35 years now. And I learned about artistic directorship while working there. And then the other choices I've made as an artist, there have been some jobs I've done purely for money, and some for a bit of adrenaline thrill, such as Circus Orange, dancing with fire and pyrotechnic explosive things on my head and fingers. You make good money doing that kind of work, and you do get an adrenaline rush. But again, it supported artistic vision. It got me out of my comfort zone as a dancer by having exploding things attached to me. And I got to travel a fair bit and also learn how to run a company that is on a for-profit basis. I don't know what else I can really say. I'm interested in what people's questions might be. I've worked in a lot of different fields, and I continue to venture into new ones, but the main thing I focus on is is finding either the financial value of it or the artistic value. And ideally, there's a place where both of those happen. And as I get older, when both of those are there, is getting more and more frequent, which is nice. That's all.
Great, thanks, Lucy. So I'm going to ask you all to just make note of any questions you might have, and I'm going to give the other panelists a chance to introduce themselves, and then we'll open the floor to